So, who's excited about the Great Heffley Road Trip? Diaper! It's a diaper!
Congrats, Diaper Hands. You gone viral.
No Instagrammy, no Snappy chat.
This is totally not cool.
Had to take a road trip.
You know there's a fourth movie, right?
Life. It's a void in distant space. A void of infinite nothingness, and that infinite nothingness is expanding to an even more infinite amount of nothingness. It's also a void filled with an infinite amount of pain. Slow, agonizing pain. For years, civilizations have gravitated towards the very concept of movies for their creativity, imagination, originality, ingenuity, and most importantly, their passion. But something happened. The internet began to expand. Critics began to emerge, and they, believe it or not, were very critical and had opinions that maybe weren't generally your opinions that you had about the film. Some might say that movies are actually bad. What? It can't be! A movie not being good and being the opposite, which is defined commonly in the dictionary as bad? And sure enough, they were right.
Diaper! It's a diaper!
For years, bad movies have become a fraction of what we call entertainment, where sometimes we know it's bad, but we still love it somehow because our simple human brains can watch it and say, I didn't like this movie, but I did like hating this movie. And then, a crisis emerged. On February 23, 2017, sparking such massive and very worthy outrage amongst fans and people that know what taste is, not you, was a little mistake we like to call Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this one was a really long time coming because I couldn't physically sit down and watch this movie. Whenever I tried watching a minute of this piece of tragedy, I would pretty much start strangling myself with my own headphones. This movie's so bad.
If I go, will you give me money to fix my van?
No.
Okay, no hard feelings, but I hate you, not joking. Bye.
I have been trying for so long to push this video ever since I said that in my Diary of a Wimpy Kid trilogy video, if it gets 500 views, then I talk about this major outlier to the franchise. But the thing is, it didn't get 500 views, it got double, which is obviously super flattering. Of course, thank you so much for watching the video. I worked really hard on it, and feel free to check it out if you haven't, but sadly, due to that, I have to keep my promise. Or maybe I don't. Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul is the first movie in the series that I can proudly say with all my heart was in theaters. I feel like if this movie were to come out in 2020, it would so go to a streaming service, but the studio wouldn't do that because this movie is brought to you by Disney. That's right, the mouse himself. Because people definitely saw this movie when it came out. I mean, there's no doubt about that. These three films were no doubt part of your childhood in some way. I just don't know why they didn't end it here. The trilogy ended on such a strong and really fun note that every single person in the entire population was okay with. But this film, to quote Ellis Mark, you cannot fathom the pure distaste I possess for this disgusting excuse for entertainment. I mean, literally, every interview stated that a fourth movie wouldn't be coming out due to the fact that the actors are old and hot now, and Kinney wanting to make these books these timeless pieces of American literature.
But we're getting kind of old, so like we don't really know at this point whether we keep going or not.
Which, by the way, hasn't been working out for his advantage, which I talked about in the video where I rank all the books, so feel free to check that out. Don't worry, I'm done sponsoring my own channel. But yeah, I'm so trying to move to another subject just so I don't have to talk about this movie. Ooh, a paperclip! I mean, I guess there's some good stuff in this movie. They legit did a new thing that I really liked, which was that they still went with the hand-drawn format, but also incorporated some scrapbooking aesthetics into it, which I honestly thought was a very nice touch, even though there wasn't really a lot of it. I guess the opening score is okay, even though it sounds more like a clown show. It was shot with film in it? I'm genuinely serious, by the way. That's literally the much extent I can go with in terms of the positives of this film. Mom! I'm still not even sure how to entirely describe this movie, except that everything whatsoever is immensely off. I mean, this film literally contains the original editors, writers, even the director, yet not the same cast, which, coincidence?
I think not!
Bernie.
Don't Bernie me! This little rat is guilty!
This movie felt like it had to check all the boxes for every road trip movie ever that you've ever seen ever, but because they had the Wimpy Kid characters at their disposal, they were like, let's use them again. I mean, they somehow got the main kid that plays Greg to look younger than the original Greg, yet the new Greg was older than the original Greg at the time they were filming, which totally makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm definitely following what I just said right now. Oh, you sure are proud of yourself, huh, movie? Well, don't be too proud, because next year you're gonna be owned by a rodent.
Oh boy, my favorite seat. Excuse me, do you mind?
So this movie begins by introducing us to the family we've totally known and totally loved for totally a lot of years. Which now I feel like is the best time to mention the biggest and major issue with the entire film, and that's the cast. Oh yeah, we're going there. The hate they've gotten, especially from Roderick, due to him looking like Willy Wonka coming out of a rock band, is incredibly over the top. That being said, this is some of the worst casting I've ever seen in a movie. No, this is literally the worst casting I've ever seen in a movie.
This is totally not cool.
I think everybody's gonna agree with me on this, but the writing was never the strength of the first three films, nor the editing, nor even the directing. But it was the cast. They're the ones that made every single ounce of those movies. And this film feels like it's somehow unaware that it's different in any conceivable way, and it just goes on acting as if everything is okay, you know, like everything's fine except the fact that Roderick looks like if Edna and Lord Farquaad had a baby and that baby was Lil Tay. The casting in the original trilogy was absolutely perfect, and I think everyone, and I mean everyone, can agree. And can I also mention the fact that every single one of them genuinely looked like they could be an actual family? This, however, I mean, they just say they care when they're instructed to say they care, and it's just like, no, you don't care. None of you care. You guys don't even know each other. They took Rowley and sliced him into a Kentucky Fried Chicken, but like the bad kind of Kentucky Fried Chicken, you know, the one with no personality. Why am I comparing Rowley to a Kentucky Fried Chicken? I'm not even getting paid by Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't even like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Get the Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
It's honestly likely the script and the direction and everything else, but in the good film's fun fact, the original cast went out before filming to a bowling alley or just having dinner to test the chemistry between them where they actually bonded as a family. This Heffley family, however, feels like they all just met 5 minutes ago and their only conversation was, why do you look like the villain from the Lorax? So anyways, the film... so that was a really long rant. The movie starts off with the family we obviously know and love as they go to a restaurant called Corny's, which any of you fans of the book know is the same restaurant that was referenced in The Third Wheel. Pretty cool nod to the book, I guess, but my major problem is everything else.
This place really is the worst.
You and me both, pal. Anyway, Manny gets stuck. What a cliffhanger! So let's guess what happens, because I'm your host on Jeopardy tonight and we're going to be talking about the biggest cliffhanger in cinematic history that people are still shaking their heads about. A. Diaper hands. B. He gets abducted by other wimps like in that Toy Story special. Or C. Who cares what the rest are, because you know it's obviously A.
Diaper! It's a 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 diaper!
Ah yes, the natural response. Okay, first of all, what normal human being shouts out, if I was in a situation like that, first of all, I would never be in a situation like that because I'm not an idiot, but if I was, I would be like, oh, there's a diaper on my hands. It's pretty clean for a diaper. In fact, it looks like somebody taped that diaper onto my hand. Let me just take it off very quickly and pretend that never happened. I also love the fact that it went viral as if 2017 really had the time to make something like a kid with a very loose and very clean diaper the hottest thing on the internet, which, let's be fair, a meme like that would definitely work when memes like this were just the most beautiful gems of hilarity.
I think I just figured something out, Beavis. What? This sucks.
Also, I'm sorry, we're gonna be here a long time, folks, but this is what you come up with? Diaper hands? This is a team of professional writers, and they give us a joke that a literal child wearing a diaper that's not clean could think of. I mean, let's compare the opening insult from this.
It's a diaper! It's a diaper! It's a diaper!
To Roderick Rules.
Greg Heffley! This is your mother! Everything is going to be okay, and your father is going to come rescue you. I repeat, everything is going to be okay.
Is it relatable? No. In fact, it's incredibly over the top, but the brilliance of it is that if any kid was watching this, almost every child would feel sympathy for him, because, I mean, how couldn't this be a very embarrassing situation? Like, you could somehow relate to this kid. But here, you don't care, because he has a diaper on his hands. Oh, now I get it.
If there's one thing I've learned from my years of being a kid, it's that you have zero control of your own life.
Okay, let's quickly talk about Jason Drucker in this movie. He's not good. He's just not very good. And the funny thing is, the only movies I've seen him in is this atrocity that feels generous to be called a movie, and Bumblebee, and I'll give him credit. He's gotten so much better since this accident we're talking about right now. But honestly, I mean, do you remember the amount of charisma that Gordon gave during every intro alone?
Okay, first of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary.
And in the long haul, we get the absolute definition of what an elementary school play feels like.
Maybe things will be better one day, when we all have our own places and only see each other on the holidays. This just proves Mom doesn't understand anything about kids my age. Take Mom, for example. She's always on me to do healthy things, like read books and play outside. But anyway, this is about me. Maybe things will be better one day.
I'm Greg. I have journal, and my mom really doesn't like video games. Video games bad influence, and need read more books. Oh boy, oh golly, oh gee. So unfortunately, aside from the wacky road trip, this film also tackles the plot of Greg becoming a meme. I am not even joking.
No, I'm a meme!
Cause that's what Diary of a Wimpy Kid was missing, damn it. Greg becoming a meme. But at least we have the best character in all the movies, right? We got Roderick. Remember Roderick, played by the amazing and spectacular Devin Bostic? Surely he wouldn't have been, recast, right?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Cast. Here we are. Whoa. My bad, guy. I'm not in this movie. Charlie Wright.
Charlie Wright? More like Charlie Wrong to be in this movie. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my god. Is this an Oscar? Oh my god. Thank you. A Grammy, an Emmy? Oh my god. Thank you. A Tony? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's be a little fair. After all, he's an actor trying to be in this really weird business of shows, so surely he's not that bad.
I love to stick around with you losers, but I gotta forward this to everyone I know.
And I hate him already. God, if I was in that room, you do not know how many times I would totally slam that on his stupid little Beavis and Butthead looking face.
My brains! My beautiful brains!
Hey, why don't we watch the latest Mac Digby video?
am playing Mushroom Makoto. It's Japanese mental. Boom, you got shroomed. That's how Digby do it.
That's how Digby do it. Classic.
I can't express how much pain I'm feeling right now. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to mention that we're not even at the 10-minute mark.
This is perfect! Player Expo is only 2 inches away from Mima's.
We love shouting our plan out loud. This is something that always bugs me in movies where they're telling us their plan and stuff, but they're just shouting it as if nobody can hear them. Ha 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 ha, with this device I can get all the celery soup that I want. Really, kid number 1, are you sure about this? Stop calling me kid number 1, this isn't a Dr. Seuss book. Aren't we?
Honey, what's going on in there?
Nothing, Mom, leave us alone.
Are you sure? Because I heard your entire conversation and the fact that you want to steal all the celery soup in the world, which is a very underwhelming plan.
How did you hear us?
Son! We have very thin walls and you're talking louder than the parrot from Aladdin.
I can't take it anymore.
So anyway, the road trip begins and endless wackiness ensues, and the first thing on our wacky list is...
Can I get a woot woot? Woot woot!
Oh, can I join the party? Cause I can woot woot!
Go Mom!
I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling that you can't control.
Alright, I'll admit we did have a little woo woo, and that was pretty fun. But I will confess and tell you that what comes next is even better.
Hand over your devices.
Who do you think you are bossing us around?
As if things couldn't get any worse.
You want me to read? I'm reading text. What's the difference?
Okay, movie, I'll give you 1 point. That's actually a pretty good line.
You're the worst mom ever!
Yeah!
Okay, movie, I'm taking the point away.
Frank, the band goes for you too.
No. I gotta check the route.
No you don't. We have GPS.
Can I just mention how much I love the dad character in this? This is me being sarcastic, by the way, and I learned it from this guy.
Oh wow, thank you so much!
I mean, Steve Zahn was electric. Every time he was on screen, he made the movie 10 times better.
Ha! Guess who's the laugher now? Me! I'm the laugher! I'm the laughingest laugher that ever laughed!
The dad's personality in this is like cardboard. Sad, lifeless, empty cardboard. And not even the good kind.
Oh, yeah, I win. I won. Now I get my van fixed, right?
Good one, Roderick. Wait, so now you're Jim Carrey for some reason?
Hey, thanks for the free parking.
No Instagrammy, no Snappy Chat.
Well, move over, Michael Pena from the Tom and Jerry movie. We have ourselves a winner.
Instabook face, or the TikTok.
Meanwhile, much like the books, they get into a hotel and we witness an excellent, Oscar-worthy performance from Charlie Wright.
Do you mean cursive?
Cursive?
Okay, look, I'm sorry, I know it's a meme that trended literally everywhere for a while, but this is seriously not my Roderick. At this point, this Roderick just feels like a parody of himself. Like, what casting director actually thought, let's not get someone that looks like Roderick, or just, you know, Devin Bostic, the true superior Roderick, to reprise his role, but instead let's get an amalgamation of whatever this is.
Oh my god.
Roderick, can you explain what you're doing in this photo?
That's not me.
This Roderick is so dumb, to the point where in real life, this dude probably couldn't function. I mean, you've already failed as parents if your kid doesn't know the difference between a safe and a microwave. And I know that scene was in the book, but that doesn't mean it was good there.
Roderick, that's a mini safe.
Which leads me to probably, aside from the casting, the biggest issue of the entire film, The comedy. I know I keep doing this, but remember in the first 3 movies how genuinely hilarious they were? That's because much like the books, the original trilogy heavily operated on situational comedy. The problem is we're stuck in a car for most of the runtime. There's barely a situation that's gonna go on except them stuck in a car, which, believe it or not, is not a situation at all. But that leads me into the comedy, of course.
The piggy's better potty trained than you, Greg.
The humor in this movie felt so geared to just plain gross out humor, and it's just really disappointing.
I think it's great we have a pig, because now we'll be able to get bacon from it every morning.
Anyway, Lord Rodna, haha, Lord Farquaad, Roderick, Edna, finds out that Greg is planning to go to the gaming convention.
Have fun at Player Expo Zooey Mama.
Yo, he said the thing! Wait a minute, hold up, is that a CGI rat? And also, is that CG cheese? Why is there a CGI rat and a what? Because clearly that one shot had so many effort and money spent than this entire film as a whole right there. It just comes in the shot, looking like a CG rat, and they actually thought that we wouldn't notice? It's as if this rat was an essential character somehow, because if so, there's no point that a rat that clearly looks like it just got the budget out of a Snapchat filter just waltzes in and is like, I know you guys wanted the mouse that owns you, but at least he got his third cousin to star in this 1 second frame.
And the cheese! Yummy cheese! We can't eat it anymore. It's on the ground. I don't know where it came from.
I don't get this. I have no more comments.
Tell me what I want, what I really want. Tell me what you want, what you really want.
Ah yes, the 90s, when baggy shorts were all the rage and this song probably made people enraged.
Get your country on. Spit some seed, ride some hay.
Honestly, when I look back, Alicia Silverstone isn't doing a terrible job, it's just the fact that this movie's doing a downright terrible job being, I don't know, a movie. I didn't talk about her very much in my original Wimpy Kid video, but Susan Heffley in the book and the original trilogy was honestly great. And I think Rachel Harris did a good job being this character, where she has to be extremely overprotective to Greg, but she also somehow has a filter, even though at times she can be a bit of a nag, especially in the books. In this movie, I'll admit that casting her was a little odd, and probably if she was asked to be in a role like this 25 years ago, she'd be like,
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, as if.
But honestly, Silverstone does an alright job. It's the fact that she's just written to be a downright psychopath. But other than that, she's fine.
Greg, be more careful. You almost woke up Manny.
Yeah, hello, 911?
4, 5, 6.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit.
Okay, so if you've read the book, when they go to the country fair, they win a pig, which I always found amusing because as the book started to progress, the pig would slowly turn into a very comical Disney character. But I always found that quite entertaining. Also, who says butter my button and call me a biscuit? I mean, I'm no hillbilly, but even this is going a little too far.
Man, you won't let a pig inside your house with a baby, would you?
Okay, I'll give you this movie. That was the height of stupid. Okay, never mind, this might be the height of stupid. Probably taller than I thought my very good pal Stupid ever was, but still.
Boom. Roasted.
I'm not even that tall.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
I'm not a student of physics or anything, but I'm familiar with the theory, what comes up must fall down.
That's actually not how it works, especially in this scene you're trying to portray, but I'm not Isaac Newton, so... Do you think if this movie was in 3D that they would have, you know, I just want to say to all the kids out there and everybody that tuned in at this point, this movie should be locked in an insane asylum.
I think it's great we have a pig, because now we'll be able to get bacon from it every morning.
An insane asylum. Anyway, they get back to the car and the pig farts. But honestly, this got a good laugh out of me.
What's happening?
It just looked like Charlie Wright was having a very nice dream about him being in a Willy Wonka movie starring as Timothée Chalamet and just got cut off and remembered that he's the star of a hashtag page.
What's happening?
Able to is poder in Spanish. To know becomes saber. Once again.
Really excellent crying, Manny.
And the Oscar goes to...
Also, fun fact, Manny in this film is played by twins, which I guess in a situation like this, they probably thought they were gonna take off like the Olsen twins did, but they found out very quickly why they didn't. I mean, I know they're just kids and they're both incredibly cute, but I hate to break it to you, but you're not the Olsen twins. And you don't want to be. And after that, the iconic duo go to the video game convention and they meet all kinds of people there, like, wait a minute, is that who I think it is? Is that Holly Hills' dad? Never mind, this movie's amazing, 10 out of 10. Ugh, just saying that made me want to throw up. Not like that, but figuratively.
Diaper! It's a diaper! Diaper!
You know, this film just made me realize that the diaper is the best actor in this movie.
No one will ever forget about Diaper Hands. It's way too funny.
Anyway, Susan gets really mad and gives the security guard the mom glare. And if you don't know what the mom glare is, you do now, and apparently it can penetrate security guards. I'm not gonna have that feature. Unless... And then they have a fight, blah 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 blah, so boring, but now we're back on the road, guys! So that means more banter and chemistry from this exuberant family we've known and loved for years. So great. Why would you get a preschool table in your boat? It's not like you're moving. Are you?
Dad?
What?
You might want to stop the car.
What? Why?
We're almost done with this movie, son. Can it wait? So yeah, bummer. They lose a lot of their stuff, and the Beardos, I guess, is what they're called. They're so forgettable. Take their stuff, including Mima's book, and the more I explain this plot, the more I'm gonna lose my mind.
Hey guys, good news! Woo! Every silver lining has a cloud!
Oh, Roderick, what did they do to you?
First off, the movie is cinematically beautiful. In every shot, the entire screen is taken up with some element of action. Besides what's going on with the main characters, there is always something going on in the background that adds to the explanation of the way of life at this time and place.
Then we get a scene that happened in the books where Greg gives a cheese puff to a seagull. You can guess what happens there.
You want one?
And then we get an incredibly dramatic moment that is, with all seriousness, actually dramatic, but the main issue about this scene is that I genuinely don't care.
And Mom, will you ever give up on making us read books and eat healthy food, even though we fight you every step of the way?
Of course not. I love you guys.
Exactly.
You guys just met each other! But anyway, Charlie Wright gives probably his breakout performance in this scene ever since I saw him in Ingrid Goes West, which is the only movie I've ever seen him in, but I don't think I can fully describe it.
Hold on, I got a woman and a kid 200 yards out. Her arms aren't swinging, she's carrying something.
Just top tier performance right there. Anyway, the Heffleys try to get to where the Beardos are staying so they can get their stuff, but lo and behold, not even that could go smoothly with the Heffleys. Okay, I'll give credit. This movie perfectly sums up my entire reaction of this film in a nutshell.
He didn't even wash his hands.
Really? A Psycho reference? Did Diary of a Wimpy Kid just make a Psycho reference? Diary of a Wimpy Kid made a Psycho reference. Oh, okay, movie. I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to get me copyrighted, aren't you? Well, joke's on you, because I can proudly say that Chicken Little did it better.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friend. It's a small world after all.
So big shock, they get to Mima's house, so that's really exciting.
You said you wanted to get your butt on the water this summer.
But anyway, you would think that this is the end of the movie. Nope. There are still 10 minutes of this film that's left. So what do you think is left to show?
Gracias por detenerte. Mi nombre es Manny Heffleys.
Of course Manny is speaking Spanish right now. I mean, that's obviously where my mind went. Manny's speaking friggin' Espanol, the one word I know from Spanish, and I still don't quite know what it means yet. You just can't listen to a couple of audio tapes and know how to answer and speak in full, complete sentences? Stupid movie!
I can't wait to see where we're going next year.
Wherever it is, we're flying.
Did they seriously think that this movie would have and could have been a franchise? There is nothing I hate more than an already terrible movie setting up another, presumably terrible movie, as if they had the mere thought this was gonna be somewhat well received. It happened with Avatar. Just saying. I mean, to be fair, the first film wasn't the most well-received film in the world, criminally so, but it was more than enough to span 2 more full-length features. This didn't even get half the first film's Rotten Tomatoes score, and they actually had that small, tiny section in their brain where they thought to themselves, I bet this is going somewhere. This movie is god-awful. The original trilogy had a lot of scenes that originated from the books, but they more often than not heavily deviated from the books to make them their own unique thing, because they thought it would help the film a lot more. And honestly, I think that choice was for the best. This film both adds things that did happen in the books, but also goes to places that I never even thought was gonna happen in a movie where it's supposedly summarized as there's a kid and he has a diary, I mean journal. Like going to a video game convention and then a CGI rat, and that's how Digby do it.
That's how Digby do it.
The movie never has moments where it makes its characters grow and evolve. They still mostly maintain their personalities because these films are based on books where the characters don't age and are mostly static, but in the films, they make each character slowly but surely grow and give us such a fulfilling journey. But in this film, the execution of its theme is atrocious. The theme, I believe, is something along the lines of, you can't force happiness, you can't just accept something out of someone without giving anything in return, which isn't a terrible message, but the personalities of these characters felt like the writers, whom one of them I also want to point out is the author of the books, just took a look at their Wikipedia page and was like, okay, this is Roderick, he's the older brother and has a van. Okay, great. That's his personality. But the funny thing is, these aren't the characters. These are caricatures of the characters. Greg was always portrayed as the egotistical and selfish side of yourself. The side that everybody secretly has more than others. It's a character that you can surprisingly dig deep into and probably peel a lot of layers that you didn't think you could peel. So I'm gonna give Diary of a Wimpy Kid the long haul, this channel's very first 1 out of 10. It just absolutely tarnishes the name of the original movies that I was so fond of growing up and still am even in my youth.
No more. No more.